Hello, this is Troy Mouliot. Today we are talking about selling a property in a fast market condition or in a very tight market. Right now in our market area, multifamily properties, apartments, are in strong demand. Investors are looking for yield, they're looking for returns, and they're moving towards apartments. In our market we have very little supply, and demand is strong. It continues to increase. With interest rates where they are, that's driving cap rates or returns down, and investors are still willing to buy these properties. And so within our market, a property between $500,000 to $3 million will sell sometimes within the first few days, if not the first week, if it's priced appropriately. So what we're going to talk about today is really 3 keys to selling a property for your client, or if you're an owner, what you might do to talk to your broker about maximizing the price that you're going to get. Key number 1 is you want to have all the information ready to go before you list the property. That includes 3 years, current year to date, plus the current year to date profit and loss, income and expenses. You want those charted out. You want to take out any of the anomalies, any of the CapEx. If 2 years ago there was a water leak and the owner had to fix that, you want to make sure that you pull those out. You want to get to what the actual income and expenses are. You want to stabilize those, and you want to show those expenses. You want to be able to prove them. Same with the income. Hopefully the income has been growing at a steady rate and you can prove that. If not, you need to be able to tell the story otherwise. Once you've got that down and you put together your offering memorandum, your brochures, whatever that is, you want to go ahead and list the property. So step 2, after you list the property, is you want to hold an open house. You want to talk with the tenants. You want to make sure that you can get all the buyers in during a certain time period. And what I typically do is I let the listing sit for a week. I don't want to take the first offer. I don't want to take the second offer. I don't want to necessarily bring the first buyer in and do that deal. So what I like to do is let the listing marinate for a week. Hold one open house. If it's a large property, maybe over 2 different days. But typically it's over 1 day. You get all the buyers, all the agents, everyone in 1 day. I do it within a 2-hour time period, and I want everybody to know that there are a lot of other people there looking at the property. And so this creates a sense of urgency. Once I hold that open house, I try to answer any of the questions. If they needed any additional information, my assistants and I are going to get all that information out to them over the next, I would say, 2 to 3 days. And then typically 2 to 5 days later, after that open house, you want to call for offers. And this is step 3, calling for offers. And so we are doing this today. Today we're holding an open house, so this is fresh in my mind. We expect between 50 and 70 people to come through in a very short time period. Obviously having the open house just over 1 day minimizes the impact to the tenants. It minimizes people checking keys in, keys out, and you create a sense of urgency of everyone coming to the property at one time. Once we have this, we're going to answer questions. This open house is on a Thursday. We're going to allow everyone to think about it over the weekend, and then the following Tuesday, or basically 5 days later, at 5 o'clock, we're calling for offers. And if we do our job right, we could have anywhere between 5 and 15 different offers from different buyers, and then I'll sit down the next morning with my client and we'll decide which offer to take. And it's as simple as that. We've done this several times. It's been very successful for us. I am there at the open house to meet and greet other brokers. And typically what I do is I make it clear to the other brokers that I'm not going to represent another buyer. If you want to represent a buyer, then you need to work that out. But I choose not to do that because I want to accommodate other brokers that have other buyers in the market, and sometimes they feel like maybe they can't compete for the property because I've got a buyer already lined up for the property who's going to match whatever other offer. I want to try to generate the most for my sellers, and this is a selling point that you can use for your clients when you're going out and getting a listing with your apartment owner, with your apartment seller. Or if you are an owner of an apartment, you might want to just require that your client, your agent, your broker only represents you in this situation. And we do feel that that would generate the most. If you choose to represent a buyer, there's nothing wrong with that as long as you have documented all that with your clients. And you can, what I typically do is I'll discount my commission maybe 1%. And so if I'm charging a 5 or a 6% commission, whatever my fee might be on that transaction, depending on size, I might knock it down 1% if I represent the buyer. But typically, I choose not to. You've got to make sure that your client is okay with that. Potentially, you can save your client some money on commissions. You represent both the seller and the buyer, and it's a win-win situation. That's it. Steps 1 through 3 for selling an apartment building in a fast market condition. If you want to know more, check out our website.